It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
They're 3-4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
It's been 2 years since the NOFSRL Cup Series has come to southeastern Virginia, but we are back in the capital of Virginia, here at the Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia, for the Norfolk Southern 400 race number 9 in season 10 of the NOFSRL Cup Series, presented by Chick-fil-A. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 9 in season number 10 of the NOFSRL Cup Series. We are here at Richmond, like I've mentioned multiple times already in this video, for the Norfolk Southern 400. 80 laps of action around this 3/4 of a mile speedway, and it is going to be an interesting race. Last time we came here though, the driver who won, Justin Roberts, led every single lap. I'm pretty sure that is not going to happen here today. We're under the sunshine this time as well. First day race we've ever done here at Richmond before, and the first time we've been here since season number 8. Joined alongside Josh Williamson. Had a short track last weekend, I should say, and it was a very interesting race there because Nicholas Samadeo dominated but ended up wrecking out right at the end of the race. He starts 5th for this race. Do you think he's going to get any redemption from what happened to him last week at Martinsville here in this race here at Richmond?
Well, he definitely has a chance coming in here to Richmond. Samadeo's a good racer, but again, we mentioned how that was a very uncharacteristic thing to happen at Martinsville, but he's coming in here with a little boost of confidence and probably a chip on his shoulder too, with the added stress of knowing he could have won that race. And coming in here, he wants to redeem himself and make a statement here. So I could see that happening for sure. He's just got to avoid the trouble this time and not do what he did last week.
Yeah, and hopefully, we're not going to see something like that this week. It's a lot more room here at Richmond than there is at Martinsville, and the I&I here has worked out a little bit better than it is at that track. Let's put it that way. Another interesting thing you may have noticed in qualifying yesterday, the 2 uncharted drivers who qualified their way in are going to be starting on the front row. Priya McShane and Mitchell Collins, and we all know the whole story with uncharted drivers this year, but man, this takes the cake. I mean, I don't think it's ever happened where the 2 uncharted guys have qualified first and second in a race, but McShane and Collins are going to be doing that here today, with McShane starting on the pole. But behind those guys is a lot of guys who really want to get a race victory. Brett Sear and Cody Sill, we have not seen much of them this season, a huge opportunity for them. And obviously we saw what happened to Nicholas Samadeo last week, a good opportunity for him here at Richmond to possibly get his first win of the season. This is how they line up in the points after 8 races. Keegan Thompson has still been the class of the field this season for Trinity River Racing. 270 points towards the championship for him. Sebastian Kukulon is 33 points behind. LJ Semedo 41 points behind. Logan Williams 49 points behind. And Nelson Reese 51 points behind. The points are way more spread out here than they are in Turkey Hill. I think the top 5 are separated by maybe 5 points over in Turkey Hill. Here, it's 51 points. And Keegan Thompson, like I mentioned, has been the class of the field, a 33-point lead after only 8 races. And he starts in the 9th position. He could easily win here today for his first career win in this series. Have to see how it all goes down for him. Like I mentioned, the uncharted drivers starting on the front row for today's event. Priya McShane and Mitchell Collins on the front row. Brett Sierra and Cody Sill, teammates at Buck Racing there in row number 2. That team has not had a good season so far. A great opportunity for those guys to get their second win of the season, but their first for a full-time guy. Nicholas Samadeo, we all know what happened to him last week. He's looking for some redemption to the inside of Logan Williams. Cameron Garlington, as far as I know, won here all the way back in either Season 1 or Season 2. Definitely good to see him start up front. He's alongside a Daytona 500 champion, Zachary Fitzwater. We've not seen much of him this season. A good opportunity for him. Then you got the points leader Keegan Thompson to the inside of Daniel McMillan in row number 5. Alexander Rowe and Matt Dalio, the past 2 Phoenix winners in the NOFSRL Cup Series, starting in row number 6 alongside each other. And there's any other track on the circuit that's like Phoenix, it's this one. So watch out for those guys as well. McShane and Collins in the front row. Josh, who do you think is going to go to victory lane here in the Norfolk Southern 400 at Richmond?
Well, you know, Keegan's starting there in the 9th position, and I could go with him, but I'm not going to go with him. I'm going to go with Cameron Garlington there in the 34 to take the victory here at the Richmond Fairgrounds.
Going to be interesting what Garlington can do. It's been since season 6 at Daytona since he's gone the victory lane. A great opportunity for him to possibly get American Motorsports a victory lane 2 weeks in a row. We'll have to see how it all goes down. We're underway in the capital of Virginia in the Norfolk Southern 400. And lap 1 will be led by Priya McShane. She had a battle there with Collins for the race lead at the start, but she'll get the advantage in the 200 guys 1-2 here at Richmond. You got Brett Sear, Nicholas Amedeo, Cameron Arlington, top 5, all single file up front. And it is about a 60-lap fuel window here, so if this race stays green, they're going to be coming out kind of near the end of the race. Brett Sear trying to get a run here on Mitchell Collins. That is for the... Oh, we got a caution on the racetrack already. Brock Nelson in the 51 gone around. Looks like damage on Joe Rutkowski. Our last winner, Jordan Lopez, caught up as well, and Ben Young in the 5. And they're stacking up in the back of the field right there. Matt Dahlia went around in the 75 machine as well. Early caution here in the Norfolk Southern 400, but way too early for these guys to come down for the field window, no doubt about it. As I just said, about 60 laps. We got about 77 laps left in this race. That's a tough break for Brock Nelson. Looks like that may knock him out of the race, and Joe Rutkowski's going to have to come down to repair damage as well. But it doesn't look like anything too major on anybody else. Maybe Gatlin Downing in the 40. Some damage hit on Andrew Miller. It is a short track. Whenever something like that happens, they jam it up. And we saw it a lot at Martinsville last week. Saw it again here at Richmond. An interesting start there for Priya McShane. She got the jump on Mitchell Collins, but now it's going to be a single file restart here in a few laps. But first, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here in the Norfolk Southern 400 at Richmond. You're going to see right here, Patrick Smith and Joe Rutkowski there on that outside lane. Smith just slides up a little bit, and Rutkowski gets into him. And then Nathan Smith gets caught up right there. Brock Nelson gets shoved down to the inside. Smith taps the outside wall hard, and he's actually going to come back down on Brock Nelson as Patrick Smith goes around. And the 51 gets sent around right here. And Nelson's going to move up into Joe Rutkowski. As they're trying to turn in the turn number 3, Rutkowski has nowhere to go, and neither does LJ Semedo. I think Ace Garcia avoids this. And you got LJ Semedo. Jordan Lopez, our last winner, behind all this as well. Tough break for all those guys involved. That could have been a lot worse, but it's going to knock out Brock Nelson from the rest of this race, unfortunately. So his opportunity at going to victory lane is going to end right there. And the Patrick Smith bumping back into him there in the number 16 machine. Tough break for all those guys involved, but hey, that's just the name of the game sometimes here in this short track at Richmond.
So here they are rounding turn 2. You're going to get into the back of Smith there, coming out of turn number 2. 67 comes down into the 51, up the track. They go back into Rutkowski, and it's just a crazy long jam here to bring out the first caution of the race. But that's the name of the game when you come to Richmond. They get stacked on top of each other like that. Boy, you just know some things like that are going to happen.
And someone got spun around there, but I don't think anyone got major damage from this. Oh, Dahlia got spun around. That's who it was. But he ended up going back to his respective position. Miller might have gotten a piece of that one, but I don't think anyone was affected. Gatlin Downey might have gotten affected. We'll see what happened to him. And this is what happened on the cooldown. Downey just got up in the Miller. Oh, wow, that's a hard hit for Downey. Going to affect the 40 in the rest of this race. I don't think he's going to be in contention for anything. And then ahead, Dahlia got spun, but he got back on to his respective position, so he should be good to go, so no worries there. Let's get back to racing. We just got this thing started. Priya McShane, your race leader in the 52. Let's see what she does on the restart here in the Norfolk Southern 400 at Richmond. We're back here at the Richmond Raceway on this Saturday afternoon. First ever day race we've ever run here at the Richmond Raceway on NapaFan. Never had a day race here at Richmond before, but definitely looking forward to a solid one here today. Of course, an early wreck here involving Brock Nelson, Joe Rutkowski in the back of the field right there, but 41 driver still on the lead lap. Brock Nelson, unfortunately, out of the race after that incident. Priya McShane, Mitchell Collins, the two uncharted guys, 1-2 with Brett Sierra, Nicholas Sambadio, Cameron Garlington, Keegan Thompson, Cody Sill, Alexander Rowe, Logan Williams, and Thomas Troxel. The top 10 back underway here in the Norfolk Southern 400.
Ooh, looks like Collins got a good launch there on the inside of Priya McShane. He's going to take the lead away going into turn 1 and 2. And then behind, Sambadio trying to get underneath the 12 of Brett Sierra there. Not quite able to off of turn 2. But Sierra going to close in on McShane. Going to make the move down on the inside for second place through turn 3 and 4.
You don't want to get stuck in the outside lane, especially right after a restart with all those guys single file coming at you. Got some 3 wide back in here as Troxel looks on Logan Williams and Keegan Thompson. The racing can get kind of intense back through the field here. You may have noticed Matt Daly got spun around, but he ended up crossing the line, so he ended up staying in his respective position. He's starting to move up a little bit more. You got Alexander Rowe trying to move through the field as well, and Ace Garcia's down the pit lane. He's got a lot of damage. No, he started in the back of the field, but it looks like his opportunity at having a good run is going to end right there. Brett Sear going to take second from McShane. Garlington had a run to McShane there, but could not hold the inside. Sambadio going to cross back over on Garlington for fourth.
And he's going to look to have the edge coming out of turn number 4, and he will. He'll have more than the edge as they'll go 3 wide behind. Boy, Garlington slipped back big time, and Sill and Williams are going to go underneath him into turn 1. And goodbye, Cameron Garlington, still slipping back on that outside, and still 3 wide as one of the Velocity cars getting to the inside as well as the 25 of Alexander Rowe. It's the 53 of Thomas Troxel down there, but Garlington trying to work that top side as the 25 slips back. Alpha B in the 6 coming down low in behind Troxel. Boy, this is a long jam here for position.
Yeah, like I said, you don't want to get stuck in that outside lane. You're going to fall back, and that's exactly what happened with Garlington. Sambadio had actually gotten stuck on the outside, but ended up crossing back over on the 34 machine. He remains in the 4th position, but Logan Williams now under fire. Should I say Sambadio under fire from Logan Williams here for the 4th position. So kind of filed it out inside the top 5 at this point. Mitchell Collins now leading this field in the number 32. But Brett Sierra trying to close in for his first Career Cup Series win. I will say, once the tire wear starts to come into effect here, that's when these guys are going to really start to make moves on the racetrack. But when everyone's got those fresh tires, they got a lot of grip, they tend to stay in their respective positions. Of course, back in the field, of course, they're making a lot of moves. But up front in particular, those guys don't tend to make as much ground up as they do midway through. Matt Daly doing a good job here. Restarted in the 17th position. He's to the inside now for 12th on Alexander Rowe. And when we went to Phoenix, and like I said, this is a very similar track to Phoenix, Matt Daly went to victory lane, so watch out for the Canadian driver there looking to get a second win of the season. Go back to the race lead, and Mitchell Collins pulling away from Brett Sierra here at Richmond.
Yeah, Mitchell Collins looks like he's set up that 32 very well coming here to the fairgrounds, as he has got almost a second lead over Sierra, but Sambadio still getting pressure from the 38 of Williams. He's not going to let the 48 get away that easy. Of course, Sambadio, as we mentioned in the pre-race, looking for a bit of redemption here after that Martinsville late race fiasco. 4th on track right now after starting 5th. Hasn't moved up very much, but he is running very, very solidly right now.
Logan
As
Williams
I say that,
to take
Williams,
a position from him there. A good opportunity for Logan Williams here at Richmond. Of course, he's had a very solid season, 4th in points coming into this race. He's trying to catch up to Keegan Thompson in the point standings here, but Logan Williams has had a great rookie season here for American Motorsports. Of course, their teammate, Jordan Lopez, ended up going to victory lane in Martinsville last week, and their uncharted cars leading the field right now. American Motorsports looking pretty solid right now. Garlington kind of back in the mix there a little bit as well. He's 11th with Dalio in 12th. Alexander Rowe is kind of falling back a little bit. He's now down to the 15th position. All 4 of the Velocitar guys inside the top 15. They got McShane in this race as well. So she's carrying the team up front as another yellow on the racetrack, lap 19. Alonso going around in the 39 machine. So already 2 yellows, not even a quarter of the way through the race. But that might be exactly what Brett Sierra wanted to see. big question is, these guys, are they going to come down the pit lane here? We could see a split strategy on these guys at this point because they're right around the fuel window right here to make it to the end. Collins is going to stay out along with McShane. Brett Sierra, Samadillo, they're going to come down. Nelson Reeves, Brandon Nelson, Garlington, Fitzwater, McMillan. A lot of guys from the back coming down, but a split decision on these guys here, Richmond. And we saw this at Martinsville last week. Fisher G ended up getting a top 10 run from all that. But it may not be the best decision, the short pit right here. But they will have fresher tires, so they're going to be slicing through the field once we get back to racing here.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But, goodness gracious. This is, well... What did you say the fuel run was? About 60 laps?
About 60 laps, so...
They could be close here getting to the end of this race. I don't know how it's going to work out just cruising under caution, but...
Darlington...
That is going to be interesting.
A slow stop right there. The Brett Sear wins the race off of the guys who came down. The guy who got spun around is still out there. Here's Irvin Alonso. He's going to jump all those guys who came down. I'd say we got about maybe 20 guys who stayed out, 20 guys who came down. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all goes down. Well, it's back to being the two uncharted guys, 1-2, Mitchell Collins and Priya McShane. First, let's go ahead and see what happened. Bring out the second caution of the day here in the Norfolk Southern 400 at Richmond. Under our second caution, and a simple incident here, Ethan Lewis. Actually, Alonso cut down on Ethan Lewis. Alonso's got loose off the corner. And Ethan Lewis was to the inside of him, and that's not a fun hit. Tough break there for Alonso. He's kind of back in the field there, and ended up getting sideswiped by the 11, and it's going to accumulate some damage after that one.
So here we are. It looks like almost like the last incident with hair gel cutting down on Ethan Lewis, and inside wall goes that 39. He's going to gather it up, and the Rockingham winner will continue on here at Richmond. And just like that, two quick yellows here at the Richmond Fairgrounds to kick off the Norfolk Southern 400.
Yeah, Mitchell Collins still the race leader, but we did have some split strategy there. Brett Sear down the pit lane, Nicholas Samadillo, Nelson Reeves, Brandon Nelson, Zachary Fitzwater, Garlington, Brandon Nelson. Should be interesting to see what those guys do on fresh tires under this green flag run. Let's get back to racing with Collins, your race leader here at Richmond. We are back here at the Richmond Raceway, Norfolk Southern 400 action. It's been all uncharted drivers here today, with Mitchell Collins and Priya McShane leading all the laps so far after they started on the front row. It's Mitchell Collins leading the field in the number 32 with McShane in second. Logan Williams, Cody Sill, and Thomas Troxel, the top five. A lot of guys came down the pit lane, though. Looking to maybe stretch to the end with Brett Sierra leading those guys who have fresh tires. Watch out for Sierra, Samadillo, Nelson Reeves, Brandon Nelson, Zachary Fitzwater. They could have an advantage during this green flag run. We're back underway here at Richmond with Mitchell Collins leading the field, but here comes his teammate Logan Williams for second on Priya McShane.
And Williams got a good dive going into turn 1 and 2. Could he get underneath Collins there? Nope, Collins got good off of turn 2. He got going really good there. And he's going to pull away from the 38. Sill going to the inside of the 52. And another Veloci Star car getting his way up there. Thomas Troxel, who almost won at Homestead, trying to get his way up to the front, looking for, I believe, his first win of the season.
Yep, it would be. Of course, he was the leader at Martinsville early on. Then he got taken out by Jordan Lopez. So, sure, he's got a little bit of redemption on his mind as well. Alpha B making a move on Nathan Baird. Nathan Stapleton up here as well. See where Brett Sierra is. He's still stuck behind here. Joe and Alonso. These guys have not really gained too much ground on the field quite yet, but still early on in this run, so we'll have to see how that all goes down. Collins still leads. Logan Williams. Then you got Cody Sill in third. Great run for Cody Sill so far in this race. Thomas Troxel and Matt Daly not getting around Priya McShane as well. Here comes Alpha B in the 6. Keep in mind, though, all these guys still have to make a stop in this race. Those guys who came down may be able to make it to the end. May. That's a big may. But 22nd right now is Brett Sears, so they're not moving up too much at the moment. So we'll keep our focus on the race lead as Mitchell Collins continues to hold on to it here at Richmond.
Yeah, but he's going to have a challenge coming from Logan Williams there in the 38. He continues to close in. Haven't seen him being able to close in to Mitchell Collins when he got up to the front very much off the last cycle. He kind of just pulled away with it, almost a second lead over I don't remember who it was, but Williams was trying to change that around and take the lead away from his teammate. He very well could. He looks like he's got a strong race going so far in that Michigan barbecue or Mustang, rather.
Ford. Yeah. A lot of Fords. Top 4 Fords, and then another Ford in 6. Matt Daly, the lone Toyota, inside the top 10, I do believe. Stapleton is Chevy, Eli Bright is Chevy. They're all getting around Priya McShane now, so they're trying to knock one of the uncharted guys out, but they still got one dominating this race in Mitchell Collins. Collins had a good run last night as well. He started on the pole for last night's Turkey Hill National Series race, and if it weren't for that wreck at the end, I'm pretty sure he got wrecked out at the end of that thing, but he had a very strong run, and he wants a little bit of redemption from what happened last night, so we'll have to see how it all goes down for him, but Logan Williams is not letting up at all. And once we get later into this run and the tire wear starts to really come into effect, these guys might close back in as they lose grip through the corner. But Collins continues to lead with Williams, Sill, Troxel, and Dalio. See where Brett Sear is, and he is now coming. Those tires now really coming into effect here. He's now up to, just got around Mason Brown for 15th. Sam Medeo has not had as much luck. Nelson Reeves and Fitzwater have both gotten around him. But it's Brett Sear leading the charge of those guys who took fresh tires, so I'd watch out for Sear. He is coming through the field very quickly. We saw last night John Anderson near the end of that race was coming fast as well. He just ran out of time to get to the race lead on his fresh tires, his fresh 4 tires, I should say. But Sear definitely a guy to watch out for here. Turn to the inside of McShane. McShane now the lowest running Velocity guy, when she was the highest running Velocity guy for quite a while there, so interesting how she ended up falling out there in that number 52 machine. But Mitchell Collins is not falling out. He continues to dominate here at Richmond.
Looked like there may have been a car in front of Mitchell Collins, too. Yes, indeed. So that could play a factor. Yeah, that could play a factor into Williams closing in. And you mentioned don't tell Sam Adeo. Doesn't that remind you of what happened at Martinsville? I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen to Collins, but certainly gives you some flashbacks to what happened a week ago.
Well, the good thing is Patrick Smith is driving in a straight line. He is a lap down right now. 39 guys still on the lead lap here. Ace Garcia is out after the damage he accumulated from his incident. And then, of course, Brock Nelson from that first accident we had in the day. Thomas Troxel closing in on Cody Sill. Sill's kind of falling off the top 2 a little bit right here. But Troxel trying to close in on Cody Sill for that 3rd position, and he could have a good opportunity of possibly closing in on Williams and Collins. Check back in on Brett Sear, and Fitzwater and Reeves have now closed in on Sear as well. They're looking fast too, so these guys all closing in here very quickly. Sear is in 13th, Fitzwater and Reeves right behind him in 14th and 15th. Now it looks like these tires may be starting to wear out a little bit, and Sear kind of stuck behind Jesse Turner right here. That 77 is not moving out of the way for him, so they may have kind of found their positions. Troxel to the inside of Cody Sill as the caution is back out for a 3rd time. And Cameron Darlington.
Oh, no.
Looks like he might have gotten sent down the backstretch, and heavy damage on the American Motorsports driver.
Man, that was my pick to win this race. Sorry, Cam.
Well, now our leaders are going to come down the pit lane. Will Brett Sear stay out? Will Fitzwater stay out? They will not. They moved up quite a bit there, and very interesting strategy, but this is going to put everyone on the same cycle, so the guys you see up front are going to be the guys to watch out for this race win. Mitchell Collins, Logan Williams, Cody Sill, the top 3. Have to see how the strategy plays out. I imagine it's going to be a 4-tire stop for most of these guys here on pit lane. Going to follow with Collins here, lap 38 of 80. Already 3 cautions in this race here today. Now, it could be possible that Brett Sear may only take 2 tires here, because he's already taken 4. Wonder if he might try to play that strategy and possibly get out ahead. Doesn't look like he's going to go 4 tires. Collins is not going to win the race off. I think Logan Williams got him. So for the first time today, a full-time driver is going to lead the race here at Richmond. Logan Williams, Mitchell Collins, Cody Sill, Matt Dalio, Thomas Troxel, the top 5 off the pit lane. Let's see what happened to Cameron Garlington to bring out the 3rd caution of the day here in the Norfolk Southern 400 at Richmond. These guys trying to get around Alonso, who's caught up in the last accident. They decided to go 4 wide, and that's not where they wreck. We'll slow it down here for you. Garlington, actually Ben Young slides up in the Kukulon. Ben Young just loses the inside, and that gets in the Garlington, who then gets in to Alonso, and yeah, that's a hard hit for Garlington into the outside wall. Had some high hopes for this race, but they're going to go down the drain after that one. Kukulon accumulated a lot of damage as well on the 13 machine, but thankfully that was it. But it's going to end Garlington's chances of going to victory lane here at Richmond. Tough break for the veteran driver there in American Motorsports.
Well, you know, I like to call it the super speedway of short tracks. You can see the 4 wide going down the front straightaway, and of course they're just beating and banging on each other. But of course that's not when it happens. Now it's going to happen right there. Poor old Garlington, and Hergel gets involved once again in that 39, with Young just losing it on the inside there, and that's really what set it off. Tough break for the 34 of Garlington. A lot of smoke coming out of that car. I think it's safe to say he is not continuing this race.
Nope. He's going to be out. Thankfully, everyone's good to go on fuel after this cycle, so we don't have to worry about this being a fuel mileage race or anything. And your race leader is Logan Williams, who beat off Mitchell Collins at the line. So we'll have to see what the teammates do on the restart here in the Norfolk Southern 400 at Richmond. We are back here at Richmond, and would like to point out a couple guys who ended up falling behind there. Zachary Fitzwater was, I think, 15th when he came down the pit lane, but he's now at the back of the field. Slow stop for him. Same with Keegan Thompson in the number 82 machine. There were a couple guys who were up front a lot and got a lot of guys with damage in the back of the field from the various incidents we have had here today. Out of the race at this point, and Cameron Garlington's going to join that list along with Ace Garcia and Brock Nelson, but everyone else is still on the lead lap. Technically, on the tail end is Patrick Smith. Your race leader is Logan Williams with Mitchell Collins, Cody Sill, Matt Dalio, Thomas Troxel, the top 5. Alphabee, Stapleton, Bright, Baird, and Miles, the top 10. Pace cars back down the pit lane. We're halfway through the Norfolk Southern 400. These guys are good to go on fuel. It's a race from here on out at Richmond.
And Williams, of course, is going to get held up off the start, but Collins didn't get going either off of that restart. He's got Cody Sill in behind him. Collins starting to close back in on his teammate already. I thought Williams would be able to get to the inside of that. Oh, he overran the corner. Here comes Collins down
Collins
low.
is there. So is Cody Sill. And side by side for the race lead here at Richmond. You know, Patrick Smith actually got away pretty good right there. He may not be damaged too much. Mitchell Collins, uncharted driver, going to take the race lead back from his teammate Logan Williams. Here comes Cody Sill for second. He wants to get around Logan Williams quickly. So does Matt Dalio in the 75. And Dalio's won here before as well. He won here in season number 2. So no surprise to see him have a good run here at the Richmond Raceway. But Mitchell Collins back out front as the uncharted driver here at Richmond. Here comes Dalio. He's going to get to the inside of Cody Sill for second.
And with them getting side by side, Collins, of course, is going to pull away. Sill's going to pull back in front of Dalio. Didn't quite get going there off of turn 2, so that 75 is only going to have to settle for third place right now. But, of course, having a very good run there.
Collins going to have to go
Collins
up high to try to
wide.
get around Patrick Smith. Here comes Cody Sill. He's going to have a run for the race lead. Cody Sill, haven't really seen much of him this season. Haven't seen much of Buck Racing at all outside the one uncharted win they had with John Andrews at Las Vegas. But Collins going to remain out front, but he is still having a hard time getting around Patrick Smith right here. And if any of these leaders can get around Smith, they're going to have a good opportunity at, well, got another wreck. Brad Stover in the 99. Keegan Thompson might have gotten caught up as well, and under our 4th caution of the day here at the Richmond Raceway. And they will not get around Patrick Smith. That's a good thing. Smith will be able to drive back around. They will not have to contend with him on the restart, so that's a good thing right there. Tough break for Brad Stover. His day's going to end in the number 99 machine. And now Mitchell Collins in control of this race, but he's got some new faces right behind him, and Cody Sill and Matt Dalio looking to strike here at Richmond.
Golly, that 99's got a lot of damage. Wonder what the heck happened there. Looked like it was coming out of turn 4, and it looked like it involved several cars, so we could have had a big pile up here.
None of this action has been happening up front. All these wrecks have been happening in the back of the field. So thankfully the battle for the race win has not really been affected too much. I mean, Nathan Baird has some damage. He was caught up in something at some point in this race. Been a bit of a wreck fest. That's actually the most cautions we have had in a race this season. 4. here at Richmond. But it's been a solid race all around. Mitchell Collins holding on to the race lead. Let's see what happened to bring out the 4th caution of the day in the Norfolk Southern 400 at Richmond. Teammates at Zidell Motorsports, Fisher G, Nicholas Samadillo. Yeah, I'll let you judge that one. Oskinen comes up, bumps Samadillo, but Samadillo just dumps Fisher G essentially, and Brad Stover just has nowhere to go. Rear ends the 7 hard. Yeah, that's a tough break for those guys. That was it, though. Just those 2 guys with major damage, but they're not going to have any good shot at winning this race. Kukulon... Well, Kukulon avoids it there. And Keegan may have spun his car out, actually, trying to avoid that. He was close to doing it, I'll say that much. That's going to end Stover's chances of anything. He's going to be out of the race after that one here at Richmond.
So we had a little bit of friendly fire here. Teammates, Fisher G getting punted by Samadillo, and poor old Brad Stover, Daytona 500 pole sitter, nowhere to go there in that 99 Red Bull car for Titan Fury. And, you know, we saw the smoke coming out of Garlington's car. See the smoke coming out of that 99. He's going to join Garlington, Nelson, and whoever else is behind the wall. He's going to join him back there.
Yeah, tough break for those guys. Good thing is, it's going to get Patrick Smith out of the way. We're going to have a pretty solid restart. Mitchell Collins, Cody Sill, Matt Daly at the top 3. Who knows, we may end up with another caution in this race. We'll see how it all goes down here for our 4th restart of the day here at Richmond. Back here at the Richmond Raceway, Nathan Baird in the 54. We pointed out that he had damage. Well, he's on the apron now, and it looks like his opportunity at possibly going to victory lane is going to end right here. Tough break for Nathan Baird. But now, this is going to be interesting because we don't have a lap car in front of Mitchell Collins anymore. Cody Sill, Matt Daly are going to be all behind him for this race victory. It's going to be 29 laps to go when we restart with Logan Williams and Eli Bright behind him. Great run for Christopher Alphaby. Last 41st in points. He hasn't even had 100 total points this season. And for reference, the points leader, Keegan Thompson, has 270 total points. We got Stapleton, Owen Miles, Shane Lake, Thomas Troxel, and in place in 11th is going to be Brett Sierra as Nathan Baird comes down the pit lane. And a great restart for Mitchell Collins. Cody Sill spun the tires, and now Matt Daly is going to go to the inside for 2nd.
Not the first time we've seen that in this race either. Dalio going to take advantage of Sill spinning the tires. And again, not the first time we've seen someone from 2nd place spin those tires, and Collins is going to get away with a pretty healthy lead there. But Dalio slides a little bit wide. Could Williams get down to the inside? He's bringing the 33 of Eli Bright with him in that Truist Chevrolet.
Oh, I know. This is exactly what Mitchell Collins wants to see in his rearview mirror. These guys sliding around for 2nd. His teammate, though, may not be the guy he wants to be in 2nd. Logan Williams does have a fast car, I know that much. Eli Bright's come out of nowhere here as well. And neither Bright nor Williams have ever won before in this series, so huge opportunity for those guys here today. Neither has Owen Miles. Great run for Owen Miles here today so far. But Mitchell Collins, it's been a stellar day for this team. Started on the outside pole. They almost have a 2nd lead now on the field as they continue the battle on there for 2nd. I think Logan Williams is finally clear. Daly is still stuck on the outside lane. Eli Bright going to take 3rd away from him, and Cody Sill also still stuck on the outside lane in the 37.
Yeah, Sill on that outside lane. We saw, Keegan Thompson was slipping back earlier on in this race on the outside, and we saw how far back he's gone, all the way outside the top 35. Now, Dalio was on the outside, but looks like he's pulled back in line with everyone else settling in the 4th position, but now having pressure coming from the 6 of Christopher Alphaby heading off into turn number 1.
Yeah, Alphaby trying there, but I think Dalio has solidified his position there in 4th. Eli Bright to the inside for 2nd on Logan Williams. I don't know where Bright started for this race, but that number 33 is fast. Watch out for him. He just drove right around Logan Williams, and he may have also closed in on Mitchell Collins as well. I think he did. That was a solid lap there for Eli Bright. That may open the door for Dalio to possibly take 3rd away from Williams. I think Williams has a short run car. Things seems to fall off a little bit in the long run. I'm wondering if that's the case for Collins, because Eli Bright is coming for this race lead.
And you got to be... I thought the caution was out, but it's not out. It could be an American Motorsports thing, because If Logan Williams is having the problem and Mitchell Collins is having the problem, those are teammates. So definitely something that American Motorsports might want to look at in the shops this weekend after the race. Even if they do win this race, as Collins slips wide there through turn 3 and 4, you know Bright's going to close in there, and Dalio as well on the inside there in that 75.
Matt Dalio going to take third away from Logan Williams. That's a great opportunity if these guys get side by side for the race lead for Dalio to possibly have a shot at closing in. But Bright is there. And I think these American Motorsports guys, they're having a little bit of trouble with the tire wear at this point. They just seem to be slipping up a little bit. I think at some point, it's inevitable for Eli Bright to stay in second place. I do believe that he's going to get this race lead here very soon. That 33 appears to be much faster. He's rolling through the corners way better than Collins is. Collins, if he can hold that inside lane, may be able to block him and keep that 33 behind. And that is what Dalio wants. Dalio wants Collins to hold up Bright so he can have a shot at this race win. 20 laps to go here at Richmond in the Norfolk Southern 421. 20. It is 20. Takes a while for it to update there. And Eli Bright chasing down our race leader Mitchell Collins here in this race.
Well, Eli Bright, of course, won the Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest to kick off the 2021 NOFSRL Cup Series season, but it wasn't for points. He's looking to get one for points here at the Richmond Fairgrounds. Slipped a little bit further behind that lap, and it looks like it might be allowing the 75 Adalio to close in as Collins continues to dominate this race, coming around for 18 laps to go. Bright's going to come back at him one more time here, headed off into turn number 1.
Yeah, Bright is still there. Gonna work that outside lane. I don't know if that's going to be at an advantage for the 33 or not. These tires are going to start falling off even more, and that grip's going to go down through the corners, and that's why you're starting to see these guys close back in, because really hard to pull away on worn tires here at the Richmond Raceway. Eli Bright is all over this 32 machine. Closing back in again here. We're going to have to see if he can close back in and have a shot next time by. Meanwhile, Dalio about a half a second behind Collins for the race lead. And you got Logan Williams still up here as well. He has not fallen off with the 37 to Cody Sill right behind him. Then you got Christopher Altheby, Nathan Stapleton, Nelson Reeve, Shane Lake inside the top 10, and now Ethan Lewis inside the top 10. I haven't seen him at all this entire race. But there he is. As for the race lead, that's all you got to do is pull away from it. Eli Bright going to take it away from Mitchell Collins on lap 65. That's going to open the door for Dalio, too. Dalio's going to come and take second away, or is he? Try to dive bomb it into the corner. He's not going to get it, but Eli Bright out of here in the number 33 with 15 to go.
It's the old NR 2003 thing. You pull away for 2 seconds, and automatically they get side by side for the lead. Eli Bright drove right on by that 32. The tire wear might be wearing off, like you said, as Dalio is going to look to get around that 32 as well, but Collins going to try to keep his foot in it and chase down that 33 of Eli Bright to try to get the lead back. I don't think he's going to be able to. He is slipping big time, at least for right now.
Someone stopped on the racetrack, but I don't think we're going to get a caution. Don't know who that was. The leaders actually checked up. That might have been Joe Rutkowski, who was involved in a prior accident in this race. They actually checked up a little bit off the corner there, and that affected the gaps there. Eli Bright was able to pull away. Here comes Dalio in the 75, trying to close back in on Collins, and I'm sure Dalio is seeing that 33 pull away and going, man, if I only got around Collins when he got around Collins. He's stuck behind that 32 machine, but he may get it right here. He's going to have a good run off the corner and peek to the inside for the top position, or for second. Dalio's going to try to close in for that top position. He wanted Phoenix closed up on, I think it was Alexander Rowe for that race win. Will he be able to knock off Eli Bright and win once again in the NOFSRL Cup Series? Logan Williams out of the inside of Mitchell Collins. But Eli Bright pulling to about a second lead here with 11 laps to go in the Norfolk Southern 400, going for his first career NOFSRL Cup Series race victory. This is his third full-time season. He's never gone the victory lane. Will today finally be today for Eli Bright and Full Frontal Motorsports. This team hasn't won a race in almost 2 years. Matt Dow's going to have a shot here. Logan Williams battling with Collins for third, and Collins has used up his stuff. He's starting to fall back now in this 32 machine. Here comes Cody Sill in the 37. Alfie might have a shot as well of getting to the inside. Dalio going to try to close in, but there's only 10 laps to go here in Norfolk Southern 400.
10 laps seems like a lot. It is a lot at any other track, but not at a track like Richmond. You gotta drive your guts out. And that's what Dalio is trying to do right now. It was a 0.99 second gap the last time, and it grew by 1/100th to exactly a second that time around. So Dalio, he may have used up his stuff too. Bryce just looks like he may be driving away from him. As we're coming around for 8 laps to go here, the Norfolk Southern 400. Will Bright get win number 1 in the points-paying stuff here in the NOFSRL Cup Series?
He's pulling away from Dalio here. And I don't think he's going to have any trouble with flat traffic either. And Dalio's not going to have any trouble with third place, so he's cleared for that position. Oh, but Eli Bright sliding up just a little bit right there. One little mistake could cost you a lot of momentum around this racetrack, but Eli Bright is still holding on to a significant lead, and he pulled away again by 3/100ths of a second. So he's slowly gaining on Dalio. And only unless something drastic happens, which after last week, it ain't over till it's over. But Eli Bright looking pretty good right now in this 33 machine for Full Frontal Motorsports. And a solid effort here today out of these guys, looking to get the race victory at Richmond. 6 to go, and he continues to pull away from Matt Dalio.
Yeah, Dalio's trying everything he can to get win number 2 on the season, but Bright got around when he needed to, got a big gap ahead of the 32 and 75. Collins continues to slip backwards. He's now in the 6th position, just ahead of the 97 of Nathan Stapleton. Is now 5 laps remaining. And you see the slower cars in front, the cars at the tail end of the field. I don't think Bright's going to catch him. And even if he does, I think Dalio is just far enough back where Bright doesn't even need to worry about that 75 reeling him in.
Here's for third, Cody Sill on Logan Williams. And Dalio just used up his stuff. Eli Bright is really pulling the gap now. And we're at the point of no return in this race, too. So if we get another caution, that's going to end the race. Sill going to take third away from Logan Williams. Alpha B there as well. Going to take a position from the 38. And Collins looking to rebound and get another position here. Nelson Reeves just got around Nathan Stapleton. Dalio closed in a little bit that time around, but I think it's a little too late for Matt Dalio in this one. Eli Bright, going to be 2 laps to go next time by here in the Norfolk Southern 400.
I would be surprised if anything changed the outcome at this point, but Eli Bright, what a drive on this last green flag run here. Did exactly what he needed to do, and now he's a lap and a half away from that first win.
Eli Bright, like I said, it's been quite a few starts for him since he's never won before in this series. Very long losing streak. He's going to take the white flag here in the Norfolk Southern 400 at Richmond for Full Frontal Motorsports. William Brock, the owner of this team. It's been a long time since they've gone the victory lane. And it's going to be the first time for Missouri native Eli Bright. Coming out of turn number 4, Eli Bright's going to win the Norfolk Southern 400 here at Richmond, his first career win in the NOFSRL Cup Series. How about that for Eli Bright, getting it done when it mattered here at Richmond for his first ever race victory in the series. Matt Dalio in second, Cody Sill, Christopher Alphaby. That's his second top 5 of the season, but he will more than likely finally get inside the top 40 in points. Mitchell Collins rounds out the top 5 with Williams, Nelson Reeves, Brett Sierra. Actually, Brett Sierra finished behind Nathan Stapleton and then Owen Miles rounding out the top 10. But the race winner is already gone. Eli Bright wins the Norfolk Southern 400 here at Richmond. We'll export this just to be safe, because like we've mentioned, we've had a few issues with that as of late. But race is official. It's Eli Bright going the victory lane here at the Richmond Raceway ahead of Matt Dalio and Cody Sill. And we had a lot of issues in the back of the field for this race. See, all those guys got knocked out, but all in all, it didn't feel like there were many cautions in this race, but Eli Bright, he came out of nowhere. How did he do it?
he drove his guts out. That's exactly what he did. Took advantage of that late pit cycle, had fresh stuff, conserved his stuff, took care of it, while everyone in front of him was going at it like crazy and using up theirs. He was able to work his way by and get to the front, and didn't face any real pressure once he got the lead. He just kind of pulled away with it while everyone else just continued to slip back behind. Congratulations to him. He did exactly what he needed to do.
He did. Eli Bright gets it done for his maiden victory in the NOFSRL Cup Series. And like I said, he's been one of those guys who's been around for a while in this series and has yet to go to victory lane. Well, he's finally going to do it. And like I said, the first win for Full Frontal Motorsports since season number 8. It's been, I think, 2 years since they've gone to victory lane. So it's been a long time coming from William Brock and that team, but they hit everything right in this race, and they're going to go to victory lane here at the Richmond Raceway. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week from Talladega. So, totally different bowl game when we head there for the Mountain Dew 500 next Saturday at noon Eastern Time. Anybody's race. Anyone can win it. It's going to be fun. So don't go anywhere. You're going to have a great, entertaining event coming up next weekend here on AG Racing. Huge thanks to Josh Williamson for joining me here today for this 80-lap event from the Richmond Raceway. And a huge congratulations to Eli Bright on his first career NOFSRL Cup Series win. On behalf of Josh Williamson, here are the points for the NOFSRL Cup Series after 9 races, and we'll see you guys next week from Talladega in the Mountain Dew 500. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys later.